Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Ian Sachs. I'm Charlie McGraw. We're here at Rhinebeck High School as the 6-6 Dobbs Ferry Eagles take on the 0-10 Rhinebeck Panthers. And Ian, Rhinebeck is winless, but they've improved in each game they've played, and Dobbs Ferry is a little closer to their ability level, and they got a chance for their first win today.
Well, definitely we see that, Charlie. You know, in their last game only losing by 13, but they've made great strides so far this season, and really with a 500 Dobbs Ferry team coming into Rhinebeck, the Panthers can definitely sneak out a victory here.
And especially since both are coming off losses. Rhinebeck lost by 13, as Ian said, to Hastings 2 days ago, and Dobbs Ferry lost by 20 to Blindbrook. So when we get back, we'll have the opening tip here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Ian Sachs. I'm Charlie McGraw. Opening tip won by Dobbs Ferry. And Ian, Dobbs Ferry's got a big height advantage right now.
Well, they're definitely the more physical team in this game, and you'll see Rhinebeck try to slow the game down and really play in the half court to take away that size advantage for Dobbs Ferry.
Chris Richard will be charged with the first foul here, as it looked like he may have got a clean block, but the foul was called against Richard, and Henry Tashman will go to the line to shoot 2 shots for Dobbs Ferry as 16 seconds gone by.
So a little bit of a slow start here with the foul on the first possession, as he makes that first one, but you know, hopefully Rhinebeck will pick it up a little bit on their first possession and get out a little bit in transition. That'd be nice.
Second one is off the back iron, no good, and rebound by Richard. And first-year varsity player pulls down the rebound and hands off to Noah Kaplan, who will bring it up for the Panthers. And he'll pass to Marco Andrioli, Corona, Kaplan, Jake Sevion, and Chris Richard for the Panthers. For Dobbs Ferry, it's Chris Cipriano, Gabe Wissermug, Dan Fersetti, Henry Tashman, and Gabe Natali has 3 seconds on the shot clock. That didn't hit the iron, but it didn't matter as Dobbs pulled it down, and the pull-up 2 is missed there by Gabe Natali. And Sevion will push to Richard, back to Sevion with a nice move, and it's good for 2. Jake Sevion.
Beautiful move on the give and go, going baseline, and 2 points for Jake Sevion.
And a great pass there by Richard too. As it's 2-1, Rhinebeck, 6:40 to go, and a foul on the floor against Marco Andrioli, his first team second. And early sub. Andrioli will come out, and coming in will be Logan Spencer, sophomore guard.
And we saw on that possession there, after a Rhinebeck made basket, getting into their pressing defense, and that's what they want to do. They want to get out, they want to run in this game.
And that too is good. Rattles home for Gabe Natali, his second shot of the game, and he makes it. 3-2 Dobbs Ferry, 6:25, as Rhinebeck looking to break the full court press here of Dobbs Ferry, and they do.
And we see this on the Dobbs Ferry side after a made basket again, forcing their pressure defense. Both of these teams want to get out and run.
Dobbs was pretty effective though, as they almost trapped him for 10 seconds as Rhinebeck was barely able to get across. Now there's 4 seconds on the shot clock. Once again, they're taking it down. They don't realize Sevion finally does. And a 3 is good by Jake Sevion. He's got all 5 Rhinebeck points, and they lead 5-3. It looked like he didn't know, Ian, but he drilled the 3.
Beautiful shot there by Sevion. You were saying you might not know about the shot clock. I think he had a little internal clock on that one.
literally to the last second of the shot clock of the 35. And that one is good for 3 as well. So exchanging threes there by the number 5s as Dan Forsetti has a 3 of his own after Jake Savion hit a 3, and it's 6-5 Dobbs, and we see their full court press and a 10-second as the Dobbs D gets to him, and actually it was 12 seconds and they weren't even still that far back. Good D there.
Yeah, well, they had Savion in the middle, just past half court. If they could have gotten it to him, they could have been in the clear.
That one was missed by Gabe Wisserma and knocked out by Gabe Natali, and it'll be a Rhinebeck ball. They got 5 seconds to get it across. They got to go. And now they get it across. Barely kicked, but no whistle. Going forward with it is Dobbs, and Savion with the block. Great play by Jake Savion, the star on the football field. Also made a nice play there and a good pass to Richard. And he gets the basket, 7-6. Could have been an N1 as well.
Savion not giving up on that play, getting the block, then getting a loose ball, bringing it all the way up court with the beautiful pass to Richard.
And Richard with the basket, his first, and Dobbs with the 2 misses in a row, and another, and a third, and that one will be pulled down by Noah Kaplan. Kaplan to Savion. Savion will look to slow it up, and he won't as he throws a long pass that's intercepted by Chris Cipriano. And
saw Spencer cutting there on the baseline, but just not enough air on that pass.
A little too long and dangerous still, as that one will be travel, and coming in will be John Lusso. So already 2 subs. Chris Ricard will sit down, and John Lusso in the game for the Panthers, as we'll see full court press, even decide inbound pass. And this one is long, but it gets to Lusso. Lusso to Spencer, to Kaplan. Kaplan thought about a 3. Rhinebeck has had trouble getting shots off sometimes. They've taken it all the way down on the shot clock. And this one, though, is missed. But there, they got it with 12 seconds.
Well, they were looking for, the quick passes. That's why they want to advance the ball quickly so that they have enough time to try to get their offense going in the half court.
Count the basket there for Dobbs Ferry, and that'll be 2 for Gabe Natali. And foul against Lucas Corona, his first, team's 3rd. So already 3 fouls against Rhinebeck, none against Dobbs Ferry. Gabe Natali has 4 points, looking for 5th if he can make the N1. Coach Scott Petrillo has not gone to his bench yet for Dobbs, as opposed to Coach Sean Lincoln, who's made 2 subs already.
And a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Natali, who's now got 5 on the afternoon.
That 3 will be taken and missed by Lusso, his first shot of the game. And Noah Kaplan couldn't get there, and it'll go out, and Dobbs will bring it up, and we will see no full court press here from Rhinebeck.
Forrest D with a good box out there to prevent either team from touching the ball, and now Dobbs Ferry coming the other way.
So Dobbs Ferry 9-7 with 3:12 to go here in the first quarter. And this one will be missed by the Eagles. Out of bounds on the Eagles, and it'll go to Rhinebeck. Good defense there by Lucas Corona.
Yeah, well, they were able to finish that defensive series. Not only do they force a missed shot, but coming away with the rebound.
And they'll have to beat the full court press and get it across in 10 seconds, and Savion will quickly do that here. And Savion gets a screen, passes off. That's Spencer. Spencer loses it, picked up by Rhinebeck off of Dobbs Ferry. And it'll stay Rhinebeck ball, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 2:50 on game.
Well, now we get to really see what Rhinebeck can do in their half-court offense. They were able to break the press pretty easily on that possession. Let's see what play they dial up here.
Noah Kaplan in isolation, and he'll make it, count the basket. And nice move there by Kaplan. They didn't really dial up a play, but it was maybe they did, as he took on almost 3 defenders and he made the basket. And if he can complete the old-fashioned three-point play, it'll be 1-point lead for Rhinebeck, 10-9.
Well, beautiful job there by Kaplan, able to finish with contact and going to the line for an and one.
First 2 points for him. Kaplan will front iron. Looked like it was going to roll home, but it went around and then no good. Rebounded by Dobbs Ferry, and they'll bring it up here. A little push-off Coach Lincoln was asking for. No call was given. And Dobbs getting away with a little sloppy ball handling. New player in the game, Mucho Sheriff. And Mucho Sheriff passes it off. And a travel on Henry Tashman. And a turnover. Good D by Rhinebeck there.
Well, Dobbs Ferry did not look comfortable in whatever offensive set they were trying to get into, and you see that they come away with a turnover on that play.
Sevian weaving and cutting through the defense. He gets it across the irons, guarded by the much taller Gabe Natali. And Sevian will get it back. Natali's still on him. Oh, an illegal screen there. Offensive foul against Lucas Corona. That'll be his second. Team's fourth, and let's see Coach Lincoln get him out of the game.
And sometimes on plays like that, you get a good hard screen and the defender falls down. The ref, right away calls it, sees the defender fall down. Might be a little too quick for the whistle.
And Richard will get in quick, as the refs actually waited for them to make the sub, and they did. Corona will have come out, and Richard with his 2 points. And he has a foul as well. He had a nice assist too. Also,
I suspect that'll be it for Corona, at least for the first half, for the first quarter.
1:50 to go in this first quarter, 9-9, and that one is 2 points good for Henry Tashman. He's got 3.
And now Dobbs Ferry using their pressure defense, trapping in the half court as well, and really trying to get Rhinebeck to play some sloppy basketball.
Late offensive foul against Jake Sevian, his first, team's 5th. 2 more and it'll be 1-1 on non-offensive fouls, and only 1 foul for Dobbs.
And these offensive fouls, the push-off, and the illegal screen, racking up those turnovers, not what Rhinebeck needs to do. They need to play smart.
As they get the turnover there, Ricard picked it up, finds Sevian, and Sevian will bring it up. The 3 will be taken and off the front iron and rattles around there by Logan Spencer. Back to Spencer. Spencer goes to the goal, rejected by Dobbs Ferry's Gabe Natali. They'll push. Natali gets it back, picked up by Mucho Sheriff, and Sheriff gets his own rebound, misses it, and rebounded by Rhinebeck, and 32 on the shot, 43 on the game. Here in the first quarter, Rhinebeck 11-9, and Jake Sevian will look to slow it down.
And really, we've seen both teams the last few possessions get a little sloppy. Good to see Rhinebeck slow it down, get into an offensive set, and try to get a productive shot here.
Sevian looked for the pass, and he had it stolen away, and that's good. Laid up by Dan Forsetti, assisted by Gabe Natali. Rhinebeck will have 18 seconds. They got to beat the full court press. Mucho Sheriff will guard Sevian, and it's 13-9, and they throw it away again. Another turnover by Rhinebeck. 7 seconds to go. And the shot will be off the back iron, no good. Stay alive, and Ricard will play defense there, and we'll end the first as it's 13-9 Dobbs Ferry here after 1 at Rhinebeck High School. We'll be back with the second quarter as Coach Sean Lincoln is not happy with the calls by the officials here on LMC Varsity Sports.
And welcome back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Ian Sachs, joined by Charlie McGraw. The Dobbs Ferry Eagles holding a 13-9 lead, start of the second quarter here. And Charlie, what jumped out to you from the end of the first period today?
A lot of turnovers, and a lot of them caused by the good defense, but the full court press of Dobbs Ferry. Rhinebeck in the first couple of minutes, they had trouble breaking it, and that put them back a little. And then at the end, they had trouble breaking their half-court traps.
Yeah, well, nice aggressive move there by Kaplan. Draws the foul, makes it now 5-2 for fouls. Rhinebeck, of course, with the 5, Dobbs Ferry with the 2, as it's back out to Kaplan. Kaplan over to Sevion, throws it out of bounds, and it will go back to Dobbs Ferry. So they'll get their first possession here in the second period. And we have number 3, Cipriano, bringing the ball up the court. He gives it off to 21 Tashman in the post, who gets called for the offensive foul. Turnover there, and Charlie, we've been seeing this now both ways with the offensive fouls, the turnovers. Very sloppy here in the last few minutes of the game.
Offensive fouls count on the score sheet as a turnover, as that one was a near turnover, but they got the advantage. There's Rhinebeck, and they'll lay it in for 2, as that was John Lusso on a nice pass. Looked like they were going to turn it over there, Ian, just as you asked about turnovers, and they turned the possible turnover into 2 points, 13-11 Dobbs.
Well, this game getting a little helter-skelter out there. Both teams missing some shots, turning it over. As the refs call time.
Sevion got an inadvertent elbow to the eye there. So the ref, good play by the ref to whistle it dead. It looked like Sevion was going to come out, and you never know. It could have been a little blood, or it looked like he had trouble seeing for a second. So, but now he's all right. But good job by the ref to stop play there and reset.
And now Cipriano brings it over to Sheriff. Sheriff to Polovic, who hands it off for number 5, Forresty, who has it blocked, and it's out of bounds.
Nice block there by John Lusso. And it'll be 15 seconds on the shot clock, 6:52 game. And
Toshman to Forresty. Forresty in the lane, puts it up off the front iron, no good. And now as we go the other way, we've got 14 Kaplan bringing the ball in the front court, off the glass, no good as he tries to save it. Dobbs Ferry bringing the ball up real quick, got Sheriff, power dribble, puts it up, no good. And we have Lusso brings it to Sevion, who slows it down, looking for a screen potentially. As he centers it, brings it to the elbow, dumps it off for Spencer, and it's going to 3. And that puts Rhinebeck up 1.
Second 3 of the game for Rhinebeck, first for Logan Spencer, as Jake Sevion had 1. And Spencer picks up a quick foul right now as well, his first, as Sevion has 5 points with a 3, and Spencer's got a 3, but it's now 14-13 Rhinebeck.
So, good play with the 3, and then a foul quickly right back on Spencer, as Natali gives it off for Toshman, who brings it out for Cipriano, shot no good, and a foul on 15, Andrioli. That's his second of the afternoon.
And 7th team foul already, Ian. 5:52 to go in the half, and Andrioli will check out. And for the first time, we will see Jack Weber as he's getting set to check in. But these fouls are not good, because now every time you have a foul, as he ties it up, does Polovic on his first point, it'll be 1-1.
Right, so Dobbs Ferry shooting on just about every foul coming here now the rest of the way in the first half. Still just about almost 6 minutes to go, as he cannot convert on the second one, but Toshman pulls out a big rebound, gives it off Natali now. calling for maybe a screen, gives it off to Toshman in the post, back to Natali, who puts it in and gives Dobbs Ferry a 16-14 lead. Now,
offensive rebounds are killing Rhinebeck, allowing Dobbs Ferry offensive second chances. This game, they've allowed about 6 points offensive if they can rebound as a new player in the game. And quickly makes a three. And the crowd going nuts for the sophomore Cole Lewis right off the bench. He comes in and he makes a three. Great shooting there by Lewis.
Lewis, nothing but net, comes in off the bench. That's what Coach likes to see. As now we have Natali over to Toshman. And a whistle on the play. That will be the 8th foul on Rhinebeck. And the refs have it on number 23, Layden. That's his first of the game.
Layden's not, I think it was on 24, Lusa.
Excuse me. From our vantage point, looked like a 23, but it's a 24. And we'll take a quick timeout here as timeout on the floor. And back here on LMC TV after that called timeout by Dobbs Ferry. It'll be 1-1 for the Eagles. And on the charity stripe is number 21, Henry Toshman, as he looks to expand on his afternoon of already 3 points in the game, as he's got a 1-1 here. The first one, it's good. 4 points on the afternoon now for Toshman, as he'll get another.
As that ties the game at 17 now.
So Toshman's second of the 1-1. Back iron, no good. And then the refs whistled Toshman for a loose ball foul on the rebound. That's number 2 on him and number 4 on Dobbs Ferry.
And he was not happy about that call, as he was yelling in disgust. I think he was more upset that he committed the foul, but also didn't like the call. And coming in for the first time from Dobbs Ferry will be Mike Archer, the only listed center on the team. But they only have 5 guys healthy on the bench, says Dobbs. I think everyone's played except one player now.
There's 2 turnovers there, so Rhinebeck coming back with it after they turned it over. Dobbs Ferry turned it back over, and now we get a foul here as the refs have number 23, Fred Polovic, whistled for the foul there. So that'll be his first and the team's 5th. So 2 more fouls, and then Rhinebeck will be shooting 1-1. As Sevion turns it over on the inbounds pass. Cipriano comes away with it, gives it off to Sheriff. Sheriff brings it back up top for Natali, who dumps it off for Polovic. Polovic looking for somebody, got Natali in the post, puts up a shot, front iron, no good. Sevion comes away with the rebound as he crosses half court with the ball now, gives it off for Lewis. Lewis back for Kaplan. Kaplan thinking about a 3, decides not to go, gets a screen from Lewis. Lewis back at the top of the key now with the ball as he drives the lane, picks up his foul, called for steps.
As Gabe Wasurma and Dan Forsetti will come back in, replacing Mucho, Sheriff, and Gabe Natali, a little smaller lineup for Dobbs, but Dobbs only has the 5 subs. Used everyone but 1 player, and Rhinebeck's got 8 healthy guys on the bench.
Cipriano for 3, it's good, and that gives Dobbs Ferry a 20-17 lead. And now we see that patented pressure from Dobbs Ferry. That's Wiersma guarding the ball on Kaplan. Kaplan looking for space, gives it off for Weber, who brings it back out to Sevion. 20 on the shot clock. Sevion goes to work, gives it off for Lewis. Lewis now takes a few dribbles, gets in the paint, puts up a shot front iron, no good, and that's Cipriano coming away with the rebound.
Would have liked to have seen Lewis shoot that initial three that he had, especially since he made his only other shot, which was a three. But instead he drove to the goal and a little short on the layup, and saving it was Wisserma off the face of Sevion, and coming back in is Gabe Natali for Dobbs.
Sevion's face taking a beating on that side of the court. Now he knows why he likes wearing the face mask in football. As now you got Natali in the corner, guarded by Luiso. Back over to Foresty, who puts up a shot, no good, and it's off number 23, Polovic. So we will be coming back the other way. Rhinebeck ball, 2:45 left here in the second quarter.
For the first time in the game, after playing the first 13 minutes and 15 seconds, Jake Sevion will come out and be replaced as Logan Spencer will return. So Sevion.
Wiersma trying to come up with that turnover there, unable to do so, and Rhinebeck still has possession.
Rhinebeck, they should, if they can't get the ball in, they have 6 timeouts. They haven't used any of them. They should call a timeout.
Definitely one of their 30-second timeouts won't translate over to the second half. So definitely in the last 2:25, use it or lose it.
Yeah.
That ball knocked out of bounds there. So Rhinebeck retains possession. 15 on the shot clock as Spencer passes in for Lewis. Lewis gets fouled by number 3, Chris Cipriano. That's his first, and number 6 on the Eagles. So one more, and then it'll be bonus both ways.
Good job by Lewis to hang in there, draw the foul.
And Spencer passes it in for Kaplan. Kaplan over to Lewis. Lewis directing traffic, finds Spencer at the 3-point line. Spencer, dribble drive, no, falls down, comes back with it, gets it, tries to give it off to Kaplan in traffic. Loose ball on the floor, and we will be going down to Dobbs Ferry as Sevion checks back in for Lewis. So Sevion will be running the point. You have to expect him to next time Rhinebeck has the ball.
And we got about a 30-second break there. Did Sevion back in the game. That was some wild sequence with the loose balls on the floor there. It looked a good hustle by Spencer, even though they didn't get it back.
And Natali puts it up off the glass weakly, no good. Natali now comes in for the jump ball, and we will be going back to Rhinebeck now. So jump ball on back-to-back possessions, and we haven't really seen much scoring recently, as it's been stuck on 20-17 Dobbs Ferry for quite a little while now, as Spencer brings it in the front court.
As it was 13-9 after the first quarter, so Dobbs only has 7 points in the second quarter.
Make that 9 now, as Foresty with a nice transition layup off the turnover. And now Sevion draws the foul there on the catch. That will be on Foresty, his first, team 7. So the teams will be walking the 90 so feet from the spot of the foul to the free throw line. Will go Sevion, as he now comes up with a 1-and-1. Rhinebeck down 5.
And Dobbs Ferry's fans thought that was offensive against Sevion. Could have gone either way. And Sevion will be looking to add to his 7 points. As Foresty, who had the foul, now has 7. A great job by Sevion to get the rebound.
As Sevion pulls it back out, now over to Spencer. Spencer, 2 dribbles, over to Kaplan. Kaplan brings it, drives the lane, no good, has it taken away from him by Cipriano, who brings it into the front court, racing, doesn't have numbers, pulls it back out. Now we have Wiersma, drives the baseline, and has it taken away by Spencer. Spencer gives it right back, as now number 20, Natali with his 7th point of the game. Now a 7-point lead. Sevian brings it up, number 25, and that's good for Weber. So Rhinebeck able to get off of 17 for, seems like they were stuck on that for a while. About a 2-second different shot clock, game clock now. 25 on the shot clock. As Natali slows it up, 17 now on the shot clock. Waiting. Figure he'll probably go with about 10 on the shot clock as he starts to make his move, has a screen. Ooh, Kaplan falls down, gets it over, and Sevian comes away with it. 3, 2, 1. Sevian pulls up from 40 feet, no good, off the rim. And so that'll do it. 24-19, Dobbs Ferry leads at the halftime break. We'll be back here with the second half right after this on LMC TV. Welcome back here on LMC TV. I'm Ian Sachs, joined by Charlie McGraw as we begin the third quarter here. Dobbs Ferry holding a 24-19 lead over the Rhinebeck Panthers. And Charlie, a pretty close game. Both teams pretty evenly matched so far through 16 minutes of play.
Yes, Ian, and if you're Rhinebeck coach Sean Lincoln, with his 0-10 squad, you got to be happy with the second quarter. They're only outscored 11-10 after a 13-9 quarter. So they're down by 5 here, and they get the ball to start the quarter, and let's see if they can get a quick basket.
Androli over to Kaplan. Kaplan looking for help, waiting, and he finds Richard, who puts up a 3, and it's good! Richard with a big 3 there, gives him 5 on the day, and pulls Rhinebeck within 2.
And if you're Rhinebeck, that's a great start right out of the locker room, and a steal here.
And now Andrioli slows it up over to Sevian. Sevian for 3 off the back of the iron. But Rhinebeck gets the rebound. Andrioli puts it up again. No good. And Andrioli gets his own rebound over to Kaplan. Slows it up. Sevian.
As Coach Lincoln asked them to slow it down, and they did. And now a quick 3 again.
Kaplan. And it's another offensive rebound. Richard under the basket. He's blocked by Natali as Dobbs Ferry comes the other way. Natali drives the lane and tries to put up a shot. No good. And the ball will be staying right here. Dobbs Ferry basketball. 26 on the shot clock.
And Natali looked like it went out of bounds off him, but then it was saved there by Wiersma. And it looked like he may have saved it off Rhinebeck, so the officials kept it there as that too is good by Natali.
Puts it in. He's got 11 on the day.
A game high.
Sevian quickly into the front court as he's fouled, crossing the half court by Cipriano. That's his second on the afternoon. First foul either way in the second half.
In the first half, Rhinebeck got 4 fouls before Dobbs got their first. Now Dobbs gets the first foul.
Sevian brings it past half court. Gets a screen from Corona, but Corona gets whistled for the illegal screen. That's his third on the afternoon.
I think that was against Jake, an offensive foul, maybe.
Oh, the push off?
Yeah.
Okay.
His second.
So that's Sevian's second on the afternoon.
I think.
Now, Varsity over to Natali, who puts it in. It's good. 28-26, Dobbs Ferry now. And now we see the Dobbs Ferry full court pressure as Kaplan tries to get it to Sevian, taken away by Varsity, who brings it out to Natali. Natali puts up 10-footer, no good. Andrioli comes away with it, but now Varsity gets the steal and the bucket, at 22, and now we've got Sean Lincoln screaming for a timeout. His squad falling behind 8. He does not want to see it go down anymore.
And we'll be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports as Reinach called the timeout, but now out of the timeout, turns the ball over. Richard tries to save it. Tries to come away with a steal there, unable to do so. So Dobbs Ferry has the ball right under their basket, 5.5 minutes to go. As now that's Natali for 3 around the rim and no good. As Luiso comes away with that rebound. Now Kaplan brings it in the front court, takes it to the hole, no good.
He's looking to draw a foul, but did not get the call. Did Kaplan, as Dobbs Ferry will bring it up, and they'll look to add to their 8-point lead. Nearly stolen there by Kaplan.
Varsity over to Natali, now to Cipriano. Cipriano, a couple of dribbles, back over to Varsity. Goes away from the screen from Natali. Varsity now back to Natali, who pulls it back out. 6 on the shot clock. As he tries to take it to the hole, gets fouled on the play, and will be shooting. That's Richard on the foul.
On the floor, I think. Yes, on the floor. Richard has 2. He'll come out. He has the only basket this half with the 3, since it was 24-19 at the half, and he made that 3. It was close, and that's a hard foul against Luso. 2 shots for Chris Cipriano now.
Cipriano's got 3 points on the afternoon, looking to add on to that and tack on to Dobbs Ferry's 8-point lead. As he nets the first one, make it 4 on the afternoon for him, and a 9-point lead for Dobbs Ferry.
As Gabe Wursma is replaced by Fred Polovic for Dobbs.
Unable to convert on the second one, and that's Andrioli coming down with the rebound. Kaplan brings it into the front court, dumps it off for Sevion, who brings it into the lane, gives it back to Kaplan, takes a few dribbles to his right, brings it back out to Andrioli. 14 on the shot clock. Andrioli now over to Luiso. Luiso gets a screen from Andrioli, gives it back to Andrioli. 5 on the shot clock. Sevion for 3 with 2 on the shot clock, no good. And that's Polovic with the rebound. Forresty now brings it up in the front court. 3:58 to go in the quarter, excuse me. As Natali puts up a shot, no good. And they will get Polovic for an over-the-back foul on that rebound. So that's his second.
Team second, as coming into the game returning will be Mucho Sheriff, and he'll replace Gabe Natali, who leads all scorers with 13.
Now Sevion brings it, tries to thread the needle, but taken away for Dobbs Ferry as we come back the other way. Sheriff now over to Polovic, who kicks it back out for Forresty, who puts up a 3 and makes it 34-22. So 10 straight points for Dobbs Ferry as they turn a 2-point lead into a 12-point lead.
10-0 run, and now Foresty's got 12.
Out the basket and the foul as Luiso goes to the line. That foul called on number 10, Mucho Sheriff. Excuse me, correction. That was Kaplan on the basket. He's now got 4 on the afternoon. Converting this free throw, give him 5 and a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And he rattles home and gets in there for him.
as Kaplan able to convert the three-point play, and he'll be replaced by Cole Lewis, who hit a three in the first half. But Kaplan had a chance at a three-point play in the first half, but he missed his free throw. Now he makes it, and a traveling against Dobbs Ferry's Dan Varsity, who is second in the game with 12 points, right behind Natali's 13. And a quick turnover there, 9-point. When they got their biggest lead of the game to Dobbs Ferry, their 12-point lead, it looked like Ryan was in trouble, but then they answered with a three to bring it back to 9. Then they get the turnover, but now a turnover, a foul offensive against Cole Lewis, and that one was tough to see where the foul was.
I guess with a little push off of the arm there, but questionable call nonetheless. As now Cipriano crosses the half-court line, guarded by Sevion. Cipriano over to Varsity, who puts it up for three. No good, back iron. As Andrioli comes away with it, gives it to Sevion, who brings it up court. 30 on the shot clock now as he crosses the half-court. Now over to Lewis. Lewis getting a screen from Luiso. Over to Andrioli. Back to Lewis. 18 to shoot. Lewis taking a few dribbles with his right hand, goes baseline to Weber, no good, and it is Toshman with the rebound. Now up to Sheriff. Sheriff with a little push off, no call, and as he gets it inside for Toshman, who doesn't get the basket, and a foul on the play.
That'll go against Toshman, his third. Toshman not happy once again, as he'll have to be replaced by Natali. He'll come back in with his 13 points, and Toshman will head to the bench with 3 fouls. They'll have to break the full court press. Will Reineck. 2:06 to go here in the third quarter. Reineck looking to cut into the 9-point deficit.
Spencer over to Sevion, better cross half court. He does, 2 seconds to spare. As Spencer loses it, but saved by Luiso, who now finds Lewis, 17 to shoot. Lewis gives it off for Weber in the post, no good, as Natali comes away with it. Natali over to Varsity, back to Natali, through traffic, but it'll stay with the Dobbs Ferry. 1:32 left in the quarter, and 25 on the shot clock for the Eagles.
Natali deflected it off the face of Jack Weber.
Quick shot there by Varsity, and Sevion races that rebound down, pushes it up to Lewis. Lewis goes baseline now, pulls it back out, over to Sevion. Sevion to Spencer for 3, and it's good! Spencer with a 3, cutting the lead to 6. 34 to 28, Dobbs Ferry lead, minute 5 left in the quarter.
And it's shaping up to be a great fourth quarter, as this 3 there by Spencer on the great pass by Sevion. Spencer's got 6 on 2 threes, 34-28. 28 on the shot clock, 101 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back as Dobbs Ferry calls a full timeout here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, as Dobbs Ferry took that timeout after a little run there, a 6-0 run by Reineck, cutting the largest deficit in the game, 12 down to 6, 34 to 28. Dobbs Ferry lead. Minute 1 left here in the third quarter. Dobbs Ferry inbounds Cipriano. Over to Varsity, Natali in the post. He puts up a shot in traffic and the foul. So he'll have 2 free throws coming, as they've whistled Spencer for the foul. That's his second on the afternoon, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And Natali now 2 shots, 13 on the afternoon for him so far, looking to add to it here as he gets that one to go. 14 now, and a 7-point lead.
Now 2 for 2 from the free throw line for Natali, as Sheriff will be replaced there by Polovic for Dobbs.
So Natali hits both there. 8-point lead for Dobbs Ferry. 55 seconds left in the quarter as Reinach does an excellent job breaking the press there. Now Lewis looks to set up the half-court offense.
Coach Lincoln thought his player was pushed, bringing the ball up, and wasn't happy with the no call by the referees. Has 15 on the shot, 33 now on the game.
Sevion looking for something, 10 on the shot clock. Gets it over to Luiso, back to Sevion, 5. Sevion deep 3, no good. As Varsity comes away with that rebound. So 18 seconds left, no shot clock here, as Dobbs Ferry will look for the final shot of the quarter. Now 10 seconds, they begin to go to work as Cipriano over to Natali, who drives baseline, puts it up and good. 3.8 seconds left as Natali gets the bucket and the foul. That was number 24, John Luiso, on the foul there.
I think his third. Yeah, his third.
And so Natali looking to make it an 11-point game. Fails to do so. As the rebound goes out, 0.8 of a second tick off there. So Reinach has 3 seconds to go the length of the court and put up a shot.
Still a full court press from Dobbs. That's all they know, basically. And we'll get a play drawn up by Coach Lincoln. But Natali now has 15 points for Dobbs, and we'll step aside and be right back. Final 3 seconds of the third quarter, 38-28. Dobbs over Reinach.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, as 3 seconds left here in the third quarter. Reinach looking to cut into this 10-point deficit with a quick bucket here, as full court press here from Dobbs Ferry, and they get a deep pass to Sevion, who's all alone, puts it in, unable to put it in at the buzzer. He had a golden opportunity there, just rimmed out, as Reinach has a 10-point deficit, 38-28, heading into the fourth quarter.
What a play drawn up by Coach Sean Lincoln. What a play there. And Sevion in and out on the layup. He missed it. It was opposite hand, and he went up with his left hand, and he missed it for the righty Sevion. And we'll be right back with the fourth quarter. Should still be a good one with Reinach down 38-28. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Ian Sachs. I'm Charlie McGraw. We head to the fourth quarter here at Reinach. 38-28, Dobbs Ferry leads. And quickly, Ian, what does Reinach have to do to cut into make this closer here in the fourth?
Certainly limit their turnovers. They're going to be seeing the pressure from Dobbs Ferry. You can't get sloppy and turn the ball over. Execute on offense, and they can make this one pretty interesting.
And initially, Sevion got away with it, nearly got the steal, but then he did get called for the foul. His third, team's 7th, 1-1. So once again, in the first half, 7 minutes to go, they were in the bonus, was Dobbs Ferry. Reinach put them there with 7 fouls, and now once again they're in the bonus with 7:52 to go in the game, and that one is good. Gabe Wursma started and has played a lot of the game, and his first point of the game for Gabe Wursma, as Dan DeRusso comes into the game. And it'll stay with Dobbs after the miss, as Victor Rocca is replaced.
Ref said Luiso touched that one last. As now Dobbs Ferry, the clock is certainly their friend, nursing an 11-point lead.
They don't take their time, and Sevion doesn't see Wursma, and Wursma steals it and passes to Cipriano. He goes crashing into the back end of the gym, and Reinach gets it back in a quick 2 made by John Lusso. And only in this game, Ian, crazy play there, crazy.
Well, now you see what was an 11-point lead, could have ballooned up to 13. Instead, cut down to single digits, 9 points on that turn of defense. Could be a big sequence.
That one can't be handled by the new player, Dan DeRusso, seeing his first action, and DeRusso quickly fouls Cole Lewis, their fifth, team's fifth, and first foul there on DeRusso. And Lewis and Rhinebeck will have the ball. 7:03 down, 39-30. Just a 3-possession game.
And if Rhinebeck can get a bucket here, cut it to 6 or 7, that would be big.
And even bigger is Gabe Worsma with the foul, because it's number 6. One more, Rhinebeck is in the bonus. 1-1 from here on out for the Panthers, as it's 1-1 for the Eagles.
Well, definitely, it would be big for Rhinebeck to get into the bonus, because then they can score without time coming off of the clock.
And that's a traveling against Lewis, as Worsma's foul was his first, and the team's 6th.
And after a great sequence like that, you hate to see Rhinebeck turn the ball over with a traveling call. Not what you want to see if you want to make a comeback here.
This one will be brought up by the Eagles, and Sevian with the hard foul, but apologizes. It's all right, and no foul was actually called as it went off of Sevian. And on Varsity gets the ball. He'll pass. Thinking about it was Natali, but wisely he pulls back out. And you're Dobbs Ferry, you got to take time off, but Natali misses it, gives it back to Rhinebeck. 6:25 to go, and it'll be quickly brought up by Lewis. Lewis to Sevian. Dobbs Ferry leads 39-30, 6:15 to go, as Logan Spencer gets it, and a 3 at the top of the key, in and out. Nearly went home for the first basket of the game for Lucas Corona. Seeing as that one in and out for Corona. That too is good there by Varsity. He now has 14. Only behind Natalia's 17. And this one will be Sevian's ball, as they had it down low, but they brought it back out, as it's an 11-point lead, and a tough pass there by the sophomore Lewis. And a foul against Corona, as going to the line for 2 will be Tashman. He's got 4 points on 2 free throws, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, looking to improve that, as a couple subs will be coming in for Rhinebeck. 5:27 to go. See what Tashman can do here, but with this much time left, the fact that we were talking before the game, Rhinebeck, twice they scored 43, once against Sacred Heart and in another game against Rye. Now Dobbs Ferry has 42 points. They've only scored 43 twice. They haven't scored that many points in a spurt. They really have their work cut out now, Ian.
Well, as Tashman makes the second one there, now down 13. Got to score quickly. Have to look for a good quality shot, but you need to get the bucket here on this possession.
And Ian, you need to eliminate turnovers, because they can't even, if they keep turning it over, they're not even getting shots off, which they did a couple times. They started off the quarter good, but then in the last 2 sequences, they turned it over, so.
And precious seconds ticking away here as Sevian puts up the air ball, and that's just as good as a turnover.
Although they were able to get a shot off at least, but unfortunately they also took a lot of time. There was 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and it's Dobbs' game here. They got to get steals. They almost got one. That one is around, and a foul. So that's what you need. We can see if Logan Spencer can make his free throws. It'll be 1-1 foul on Dobbs Ferry's Gabe Natali. Can you imagine, Ian? I think that's only his first foul. He's got 17 points. It's pretty good for Natali to not commit a foul until now.
Well, Natali, we've been seeing it on both ends of the court, both with his scoring ability and then his discipline on defense to not pick up his foul until just under 5 minutes to go in the game.
So that one was short all the way by Spencer.
0 for 2 from the line now is Spencer.
He's got 6. Actually, 0 for
1. Nearly stolen by Spencer, and they'll get a foul against him.
That'll be Spencer's 3rd.
And
Going to the line will be Wortsma, who's 1 for 2.
And so
Wortsma's
now,
only got the 1 point.
so now what Rhinebeck wants to pray is Dobbs Ferry misses their free throws, and then he get the rebound, but he got the missed free throw, but unable to come away with the board.
Tashman ripped it down for the Eagles. Henry Tashman, he has it here. They'll swing it around.
It'll go
Forsetti,
Varsity, excuse me.
and that one will be missed. And no foul called, out of bounds, diving for it, crashing down.
Was Natali, as he was looking for a foul before that.
And Rhinebeck will have it, 4:06 to go in the game. And Dobbs Ferry in control here, 43-30, and they continue their full court press. Even though with a full court press, you're vulnerable to the foul. Nice play to break it, but he was able to get a shot, but he hesitated, did it Andrioli, and he'll miss the second one, the shot after hesitating. And it'll be Dobbs Ferry ball here. As that one will be thrown away again. Sevion will pick it up. Sevion will shoot the 3, and that is off the iron, no good. Deflected up. Oh, just off the back of the iron and no good for Lusso. Crazy sequence there. And 30-33 remaining. Sevion looking for the steal. He'll get it, and a foul
Called against Cipriano.
And
That's his 3rd.
And now we see precious seconds ticking away from Rhinebeck as they cannot find a basket, as they've only scored 2 points here in 4.5 minutes so far in this 4th quarter, and themselves in a 13-point hole. It's going to be awfully tough, but free throws right here, this is what you need. Points and no seconds ticking off.
In and out, though, on the free throw for Sevion, as he's not happy with himself there.
And it'll be
Dobbs Ferry ball with 3:10 to go, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Dobbs Ferry just playing their quick game, not taking their time. That one,
it looked like it was already out when it was touched by
Lusso, but official says it'll stay with Dobbs. And more importantly for Dobbs, they get a fresh shot clock.
So now 35 seconds. They can milk this down to just about 2.5 minutes.
Nearly stolen by Sevion.
and
Spencer had a shot at the steal as well. Got to keep going for the steals if you're Rhinebeck.
That's what you have to do, because you don't want to foul. You don't want to have Dobbs Ferry score with no time coming off the clock. So you got to play good, hard defense, go for a steal.
But even if you do foul, that's good because you can get it back on misses. But that one is good there.
And so now it's a 15-point.
I think that was Varsity.
And turnovers mounting. That's really what gave it away for Rhinebeck here, as continuing to turn the ball over, as it looks like Coach Lincoln is going to his bench.
Varsity has
16.
16.
Natalia
Has 17 for Dobbs, and
going to the line. Varsity will look
to take the lead for the highest
point total in this one.
2 shots, team 10th. And 45-30.
That one is missed by Varsity.
And subs galore here, as coming in for Rhinebeck.
Richard will be back in,
As will
John
Paul will come in for the first time
and Dan Vajegas.
as well. And that one is good.
17 each for Varsity and Natali. And travel. As staying on will be Spencer.
And Reinach just cannot buy a bucket here, as stuck on 2 points this half, as this game has gotten away from them in the last 6 minutes of play.
As Mike Archer checked in on the last whistle for Dobbs Ferry, and now checking in will be Mucho Sheriff Dan DeRusso. And the chart will be inbounding here with 1:49 for Reinach.
Reinach, can't turn the ball over here, and you need a quick basket.
As Cameron Broom will come into the game to the chants from the fans.
Good pursuit there by Richard to give the second and third effort to come down with that rebound.
Good job by Richard and Vajegas there. And that one Richard will be fouled, and he'll go to the line, and Broom will come into the game.
And as now, this is what Reinach wants, scoring without time coming off the clock. Then you try to set up a pressure defense if you want to make a run at this in the final 81 seconds.
As Richard will miss, back iron, no good. Rebounded and a foul against Dobbs Ferry. John Paul will go to the line, and he'll shoot 2 as double bonus now. A lot of missed free throws for Reinach, though. 2 shots for John Paul.
Well, of course, free throws are something that every coach will say is something they always need to work on.
And an air ball on the free throw there by Paul. A lot of spin on that one.
He's got another one coming now. Trying to right the ship here.
Double bonus, as that was the 10th team foul on Dobbs, both in the double bonus. High arcing, and he'll get the rebound though, but it'll be touched out of bounds by John Paul. 1:16 to go, 30. Fresh shot clock as Dobbs Ferry will bring it up, and Ian Reinach was able to stay close though, as coming into this quarter, into the fourth, they were only down 6, and Dobbs Ferry was just able to pull away. Reinach played decent, definitely better than their record indicates.
Definitely some flashes of improvement on the Reinach side, and you could definitely see this team itching to get their first win and keeping moving forward. Yes, this will be a double-digit loss, but you definitely see flashes. If they can put those flashes together and make it more consistent, this team might be able to make a little run the second half of the season.
It's Paul inbounds, and that one would have counted for Richard, but it'll be 2 shots coming for Richard as foul against Dan DeRusso, his second. 46-30, 52.9.
And going up there from the block, Richard has to use the glass, make it your friend, and get the nice kiss off the glass.
Another missed free throw for Reinach. They're now only made 3 free throws, and they've taken 11 now. 3 for 11 from the charity stripe for Reinach, and Richard gets the rebound though and goes back up. And he started this game and he got a quick basket. He had a 3, but besides the first quarter, I think he played a little in the he made that 3 to start the third, but limited minutes for the starter, Richard.
Well, you know, you ride who you think is going to give you the best matchup. And probably Coach Sean saw that maybe one of his bench players had a better matchup against a Dobbs Ferry player, as Richard knocks them both down. So as we were saying, they need to hit free throws. He does just that and brings home 2.
Now 5 for 13, and nearly got a turnover there, did the Panthers with the full court press. 46-32. 40 seconds, 28 on the shot clock as Mucho Sheriff brings it up and nearly stolen, and it was by Ryan, but stolen right back by Dan DeRusso to the center. Archer, he just misses the layup. Richard will be fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 more. Dan DeRusso off the bench already has 3 fouls.
So Richard getting a lot of free throw practice here in the final minute and a half of the game as he'll make his 3rd trip to the line.
He's 2 for 5, but he'll be 2 for 7. It's right next. I guess they can come in and rebound. I don't know why they didn't send 2 people in here, but as this one will be missed and off the front iron. Richard nearly gets it himself though, and Vajigas then comes, and Rhinebeck defense, Coach Lincoln just wants them to back off, down 46-32. And that will be the final score. Rhinebeck will fall here to Dobbs Ferry, 46-32. Dobbs Ferry only with 8 points in the 4th quarter, but Rhinebeck only had 4 points in the 4th quarter.
Well, when you hold the team to 4 points, doesn't really matter how much you score, as entering the quarter with a 10-point lead and then holding Rhinebeck to just 4 points in the final 8 minutes. That's really what sealed the game for the Eagles.
And we'll be back with the post-game show and reactions and interview with Coach Lincoln here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here with head coach Sean Lincoln. And Coach, it's been a transition year for you. Describe your thoughts on the season so far.
I mean, obviously, if you look at our win-loss record, it's been a struggle, and there have been times where we've shown our youth and inexperience, and in particular when we've gone on the road. And the road games have been really tough for us, and that's the sign of a team that's still trying to find itself, is when you can't go out on the road and compete. What I'm very proud of the group with is that when they've been at home, they've shown great improvement, and we've actually battled some good teams here at home during the course of the season, and that's what's going to get us over the hump eventually.
I got to ask you about that play you drew up for the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's something that we've had in the bag for a while, and it was funny because actually it was my assistant coach that mentioned it. He's like, why don't we run that if all these guys are pressing up? And I just called the timeout to make sure everybody knew where they were going to be. I mean, we ran it to perfection, and I know that Jake missed the layup, and he was pretty bummed out about that. But I was proud. If you saw me, I was smiling on the bench because here we are with a young team able to call a timeout with 3 seconds left and draw up a play that worked to perfection. We got the shot that we wanted. It didn't fall, but that's not the point right now. It's being able to get that look and seeing that progress that the kids are making to be able to make those adjustments in the game.
And what do you think you have to improve upon with the end of your season coming up?
Everything. And that's not to be, just joking around. I mean, it's everything. I mean, we've made improvements. We're doing a better job on defense. We're doing a better job rebounding. We're doing a better job with our communication on the court. The kids are making adjustments now offensively where they're starting to at least get the first sequence of a play down. But we just need to continue that progress. I mean, whenever that first win comes, the only way it's going to happen is if we continue building on every step that we've taken so far through the course of the season. And that's where we're measuring our progress right now, and those wins will come. They'll get there at some point.
Back here on the post-game show, final score 46-32, Dobbs Ferry over Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck falls to 0-11, and Dobbs Ferry is now 7-6. And it was a pretty good game, Ian, for Rhinebeck. They did well, as Coach Lincoln just told me. They do better at home, and he likes how they play at home. What does Rhinebeck have to do to get that first win?
Well, as Coach Lincoln alluded to it, it's baby steps. They're improving, as he said, on defense. They're starting to get offensive sequences down, and he said those wins will come after they continue to progress. And that's what this team is doing. They were close at halftime, just down 6, and it stalled for them in the second half, just 4 points in the 4th quarter.
And you can see how they do in their next game, as coming up next, they will be playing Mamaroneck here on LMC Varsity Sports. But for us, once again, for Ian Sachs and our cameramen who did a great job, they were Chris Lavinia, Rob Moretti, Steven Suero. I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.